A lot of people DM me on Instagram to ask me how do I retouch my pictures, how do I edit all my photos. Indeed, I post a lot of tutorials on how to take pictures on my Instagram account, so if you haven't followed me yet, go check my account in the description and follow me on Instagram as well. You will learn a lot of things on photography, so do it now, you won't regret it. And just one thing, stay until the end of this video, I have a little surprise for you. So the question that comes very often to me is that how do I retouch my photos? So they always ask me for a tutorial about that, so I decided to make a video about that to show you exactly how I retouch my photos. So I will retouch a photo of myself. I will also retouch some landscape photos to show you exactly the process and how I use this very powerful software, which is Luminar Neo, which is my main editing software. I also use other software such as Lightroom or Photoshop for a specific task, but I mainly use Luminar because it's very quick and very easy to use. It's very friendly to use, very easily understandable on how you use it. So even if you are a beginner, at the end of this video, you will be able to retouch the photos as the same way as I do on my Instagram account. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Alright, let's go. So here is the first picture I'm gonna retouch. So here you can see it's a raw picture. As you can see here, I shot that with a Sony a7R5 with a 24-70mm f2.8 G Master 2 lens. Okay, so here I was at ISO 100 at 40mm with a correct exposure, f2.8 and 1/800 of a second. So now I'm gonna retouch it properly. You need to know that what comes with Luminar Neo is that you already have some presets right here, you know. So you have some presets that you can try and look what it's the best for you, like what you prefer. For example, we can try this one and you will see directly the effect on the screen right here. Okay, so here on the left in the picture you can see that the colors change depending on the mood you want to give to your photo. You can apply the preset if you want. So here for the example, I won't apply any presets, but I would just show you how I retouch it by using the cursor right here. So the first cursor, which is very powerful right here, is the enhance tool. When you move it, you can see directly the change in the picture. However, I'm not gonna touch that first because I always and I strongly recommend you to use this develop tab first. I will explain you why right now. I will cancel that action and I will revert to original. As you can see here, you can see a little blue row written right here. It means that everything that you applies in this tab will apply in a raw pictures. So it means that if you raise the exposure, if you decrease the highlights, if you increase the shadows, everything will apply to the raw pictures. So now I will revert to the original and just look at this little blue row just right here. If I touch another tab before, it will totally disappear. Just look, if I touch this tab first, here you don't have the row anymore, which means that it's already like a JPEG, you know. You won't have the same possibility to retouch your picture. If you raise the exposure, diminish the highlight, increase the shadows, you see, even in the shadows, you can't recover as much as you could in a raw file. Just check that, you see. And now I'm going to revert to the original. Now we are in the raw files, just the shadow look. You see, you have much more possibility to retouch your picture. So what I recommend you to do first is to touch at the tab where it's written raw on the right here. So it's mainly these two tabs and you will mainly use this tab first. So I would use this tab to adjust all I want to do in the picture, like basic adjustments, like a little bit exposure to better expose the subject, the main subject, a little bit of a shadow. Okay, here is good. Decrease a little bit of a black and increase a little bit of white. Okay, here is good for me. Here you can improve the contrast by putting some points. All right. Okay, here is better, already better. You can look at the before and after just by touching a few cursor right here. You know, very basic adjustment. You already see a change. You see, before, after. And you can go even further by playing on the colors, you know, with the HSL, you know, hue, saturation, luminance. I will show you just after your possibility. But here you have the temperature to get warmer picture or colder picture, and double click to get back to the original. Same thing here, more to the green tint or more to the yellow tint. Here the saturation or the vibrance, the saturation is stronger, so I just recommend you to use the vibrance, which will enhance the colors that are not very strong in the pictures, while here the saturation just increase all the colors, even if the colors are already strong in the picture. So just play with the vibrance if you want. You can sharpen a little bit. Okay, very good. And in case of noise reduction, I don't need it. The exposure conditions were very good right here. You can correct the distortion of the lens right here. Okay, that's perfect for me. And for me, that's it for that tab. Okay, so now if you want, you can close that tab and go to enhance. Now you can enhance the colors and everything. Just look, just one cursor. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Everything is better. The color, the contrast, everything is better. You see, just with this tab, before, after. For me, it's great. I just wanted to talk quickly about the colors. Here you have the possibility with the tab HSL just right here to give a mood to your photo. Okay, for example, the blue, you can drive it to be more light or darker. It really depends on your personal taste. And here, if the red here is not what you want, for example, you can just change the tint. You can just change the hue of it. You see, as you can see just right here, you can change everything. You can change the saturation of each colors. If the red is too strong, you can just decrease the saturation of the reds just right here, or you can just leave it normal. And same thing for the luminance. Here you play on the luminance of the colors. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna play with some masks. So I'm gonna go back to the develop tab, masking, and I will use a linear gradient in order to draw the attention more in the subject rather than in the foreground. So I will just draw a linear mask right here, and I will go back to adjustment and decrease the exposure. That's perfect. And now I'm gonna create a new mask selecting just the subject in order to increase the exposure. So go back to masking, and I will use mask AI. So Luminar just analyzed the whole pictures and could find different type of masks. Okay, architecture, sky, flora, water, natural ground, and I just want to select the human. So just right here, I'm gonna select the human, going back to adjustment and increase the exposure. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect for me. Before, after. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So I'm done for this picture. As you could see, it was very quick. It could be even quicker if I didn't talk at the same time, but usually a picture like that, I can take not more than 5 minutes to edit it. So it's very, very quick. Of course, you can create some presets to go even faster, but it was just to show you the process on how I retouch a photo. And I'm done for this picture. And now I'm gonna go to another photo. So as you can see, that's how I retouch a portrait photography. When I say portrait, it's like all kind of portrait photography, not just close-ups, okay? So now I will retouch a landscape photography to show you all the possibilities that can offer a very powerful software such as Luminar Neo I show you right now. So here we have a landscape photography right here. That's wonderful. What we can do, going to the edit tab. So here, as you can see, it's not a raw file, so you can directly apply enhance. You are not obliged to use the develop tab first. And look at the picture, it will enhance directly the picture. That's amazing. That's great. That's just great. Okay, with just one cursor, what you can do is great. What you can do then is that you can play with the light, or you can even add an atmosphere, you know, like more fog or not. For example, right here, you can add fog and it gives another atmosphere to the photo. So before, after. as you can see. But here I don't want to use that. I'm going to cancel it. And what I want to show you is sun ray, which is great. Like here, I can add like sun rays and I will put it just right here. The goal is to match it to the reality, okay? Here you can see that the sun was coming from that side because you can see the sun here touching the mountains right here. So the sun was coming from that side. I just add the sun just right here and you can play with the intensity of the sun in the picture. As you can see, the rays right here, the number of rays if you want to change it, the sun radius, the sun glow radius. You can touch to all the cursor to personalize and to customize in the way you like it to be. So here, just to show you, for me, I really like it that way. Wow, that's wonderful. With the sun rays right here, I think it brings something unique to the photo, you know? So you can just look at the before, after, after with just a few clicks. That's totally insane. If you know what I mean, that's insane. It's very easy to edit pictures with Luminar Neo. You can also add some glow to the picture to bring something more a bit dreamy, you know. So here, glow, and you can bring some amount in it. That's perfect. Okay, here, that's exactly how I like it. Before, after. That's just amazing how you can retouch a picture with just a few clicks and in less than 2 minutes. So you see, it's very powerful. So now let's take another photos, for example, to show you how we can edit it. So to finish a last photo, I just wanted to show you something quickly here in this photo without taking too much time. So it's the erase tool, which is very, very, very powerful. You can see a lot of people right here. So what you can do is that you can zoom in the picture and you can just erase all the people you select right here. Select the people, okay. You can select right here, select all the people. Don't forget their shadows, it's very important. It needs to be realistic, okay? Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. And just click erase. And boom, that's magical. If there is something here, just go again on it, erase, and that's wonderful. You see, I just did on that part, and you can do even more here. Erase, and boom, that's just wonderful. Before, after in just a few clicks. So you could take the time to do with all the people around here, so you would have a very clean place right here. So that's perfect. You can also change the sky in one click if you would like to. You have a few selection of skies right here. You can choose this sky, for example. The sky changes automatically. That's just wonderful. That's amazing how easy it is to retouch a picture with Luminar Neo. So if you haven't tried this software yet, I recommend you at the highest point to do so, because you will be amazed how fast you can edit a photo and how efficient it is. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned a lot of things on how I edit, on how I retouch my photos. Of course, there are different ways to do it. There are also different presets you can create to give a certain mood of the picture. The goal is not to copy exactly what I do, but to create your own style. Of course, even now, I'm constantly evolving in my way of retouching. So it's something that you really have to work on and to develop. So you have your own artistic way of retouching your pictures so that people can recognize your work. That's very important, not to just copy. You can just inspire, but just create your own style. That's the main goal. If you found this video helpful, big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because my goal is to make you become a better photographer and filmmaker as soon as possible. And as promised, here my little gift for you. You have a discount code in the description by typing Masato10. So just check in the description. So click in the first link to access to the software and enter directly the coupon code. You will have -10% in your order. So just do it now. I'm 100% convinced that you will adore, that you will love this software. Thank you for watching this video, and I see you in the next one.